Gonzaga Nation SI, I'm Dan Dickow. Today's guest, a great guest, a tremendous guest, assistant coach at BYU, willing to spend a couple times with us and break down the Cougars and the upcoming matchup against the Zags. So, Chris Burgess, thanks for joining, bud.
Thanks for having me on, Dan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are in a unique spot for where BYU has been over the last few years. You've lost three in a row, but you've had some bright spots. But teams have really kind of raised their level of play against you guys, and rightfully so. What have you seen in the last three games that you guys are really going to focus in on and prepare for Gonzaga with?
Gonzaga, just our last meeting, they beat us in every aspect of the game, in transition, in the post, off wide pin down. They just beat us in every aspect, right? Short rolls. And so we've been preparing just what we want to take away and what we're willing to give up, right? Where are they best, right? And so it's funny in conference, they're doing both, right? They're scoring from the three really well. They're shooting the ball really well from three, and they're actually getting in the paint like they always do. And so we try to focus on ourselves, especially after losing San Francisco. What we've seen is everybody's, sending two and sometimes three to the ball on Alex Barcelo and trying to get it out of his hands. So we're trying to find different ways to still find him shots, but also find areas where, it's harder to double him or it's harder to triple him or, hit the short roll like other teams have done when they get doubled. So we're trying to find ourselves, like you talked about. This is new territory for, BYU and Coach Mark Pope's teams of, first of all, losing back-to-back games and, now 3 games in a row and kind of being, third or fourth or fifth, whatever in the standings. And so we've got to respond. Like, this is a good league, and we knew that before we started, and we've had some good wins. And this is just one of those things, right? It's a bump in the road, and we have an opportunity against Gonzaga, and we still have a lot of conference left to kind of get back into it. So we got a lot. And right now it's, it's physically, it's mentally, and it's starting to believe that we can go out there and execute a game plan, but also like just play with some energy and some competitive fire.
You mentioned Alex Barcelo, who I think is a tremendous perimeter player. Teams are really focused in on him. Who are the other couple guys that you need big production from to kind of pick up the slack? Because Harward and Baxter were out since early in the season with injuries. Who are you guys looking to focus on getting some extra production from?
That's good. The last couple games. So for conference, it was our freshman big Fusini Traore, right? Just had a fantastic freshman year and given us a double for the first 4 or 5 conference games. And teams have been starting to key in on him and nice catches in the post. And he's also gone against some really good size especially last game with Masalski and Patrick Tape for San Francisco, and just limited his touches. We need to get him going in the post. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a score, right? Because he's a good passer out of it. His derived offense in the post is really good as well. We need to get him going and, maybe get some touches down there. And I think Tejon Lucas, right? He's a 6-year guy, and he's been at Illinois and University of Milwaukee, and he's now here. And, he's kind of he's such a good playmaker. So got to get him going, got to get him in the paint, playing off 2 feet, and either scoring at the rim or finding guys for open shots. And we got to be able to space the floor a little bit better. And guys who can do that are, Trevin Nell and Spencer Johnson. So it starts and ends with Alex, of course, but we need we need to get some sort of inside presence with when they're pressuring us and they're denying us and they're, going 2 to the ball, we could just have an easy outlet down on the block and just play out of the post at times, right? You just got to have a little bit of slice of that. So you got to go with your senior guard. So I would say Tejon and then Foose and then, maybe Trevin Nelson, just spacing the floor and banging a few threes.
Gonzaga's got a great home court advantage. You guys have a great home court advantage. The Marriott Center looked to be rocking last night against USF. How prepared are they going to be for the Zags coming into town on Saturday?
Yeah, this is a special. It's a big game. It's one of the best teams in the country. That gets to come to the Marriott Center here in Provo. So our students are been camping out, and it's going to be rocking. It's what college basketball's all about, right? For both teams, the home team and the away team, right? You guys remember coming on the road and wanting to play in a hostile environment. Yeah. It's just fun. It's what college basketball's about. And there's only a couple more years we got. 2 more times we have left, right, in WCC play with us and the Zags, and so our fans will be ready, and they're gonna be loud and crazy, and it's gonna be a great atmosphere, and we understand the task at hand, and they're gonna do everything they can to try to give us some sort of advantage with that aspect, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be one of the best games in terms of atmospheres for sure in college basketball this season. I believe that.
Last question, Chris, before I let you go, because I know you got lots to do in preparation. Coach Pope has a tremendous energy and
Mhm.
enthusiasm about him. If you're on staff or if you're a player on a program that he's leaving, how does that rub off on you guys?
I think it rubs off, a ton. Like you said, his energy. He's such a positive thinker. He's all about connecting with his players, connecting with his staff, connecting with the fan base. So everyone he comes into contact to, he touches in a positive way. He knows being the head coach at BYU, there's a lot of responsibility, not just coaching this basketball team and making them, better players and better men off the court, but it's also, including this fantastic fan base, including the alumni, including everyone that's a part of, Cougar Nation. So he's as good as it comes in terms of his ability to be the full package there. And so, I hope, I ever get a chance to be a head coach, or if I, move on at some point, that I can, I've had the super fortunate opportunity to work for him 7 years. And I hope that I can just take, 20%, right? Rub off just 20% of what he brings with his energy and his enthusiasm to, get better every day and to touch kids' lives. I hope that that can wear off of me, where I can do the same, because I've been super blessed to be able to work for him and learn from him and be around him for 7 years.
Well, Chris, I appreciate the time. Best of luck, but for Gonzaga fans, probably not too much luck. So thanks for taking the time, and always good to connect and talk with you, bud.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it.